Happy Tuesday. I have a treat today. My some of my favorite people here, Mary Priestley. I've always just and Deb Tucker. We're on the Friends board together, and I got to know each other. We got to know each other during the process, and how wonderful the programs that have been going on for a hot minute. And that so I'm going to lead to Mary Priestley first about this because you're going to tell us the history of the Friends in the Parks, the Every Child in the Park program.
Right, the Every Child in the Park program, which I've been involved in for, I guess, a couple of decades. Yes, there were a couple of teachers in the system that I got to know. Wanda Bell, who just iconic. In fact, her reputation preceded her. People would say, "Do you know Wanda Bell?" And no, I don't. And finally, when the school moved to the new, do they call it the new school still, or?
It's still old high school, new high school.
Okay, well, that's what I thought. She, established an outdoor classroom, and I worked with her on that, so I got to meet her. And then over at Swiss, Christine Stockwell, I worked with her on a nature trail out there, got to know those two. And I was on the board of the Friends of the Park. And someone said, "Mary, you need to start an education committee." And so I did. And of course, I called Christine and Wanda and several other people. We met at a restaurant in Comont and sat there. And I said, "Well, what are we going to do?" And in her gentle but firm way, Christine said, "We're going to take every child in 5th grade in Grundy County into the park."
Christine.
And we're going to do a program in the schools for every 4th grader. And the rest of us said, "Great, let's go for it." And so it started there. And we took all the 5th graders every year to a park area. Sometimes we landed for several years at the Stone Door or several years at Grundy Forest. And then she designed this program really based on diamonds in your backyard. And she said, "Here are some diamonds in your backyard." And it was really wonderful.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And so she said, "And next year you will get to go into the park to the 4th graders." And then other leaders, I think about Bobby Sue Fugate, who has been, she really, when she was at Colmont, was trying really hard to get all those children into the park every year, which was something that she worked on. Sherry Geyer is another with Discover Together, has been, and Jan Roberts at Tracy City, the walking trail at Tracy City is named for her. And it's just really been wonderful working with these people over the decades. Of course, all of us are retired now, but the program has continued. Started out strong and has remained strong. And Deb is here to tell us about the current program.
Okay, so this past year,
This is Deb
Tucker.
Deb Tucker, who is on the education committee.
I'm on the board, and so last year we have 1st grade through 5th grade in the park, and we made brochures for each of the parks that are tailored. The language is for that grade level, and there's information. Everything is linked to all the Tennessee standards for language arts, math, science, social studies, and so it has information, and then on the back there are activities that they work as teams working on. So kind of fostering teamwork, and it's games. And what we like to think of is it's not time away from the classroom and learning, but it's immersing the kids in nature with all of their senses. So that's how we learn. I don't learn from reading, it's just in and out. It's doing things and sharing it and finding the wow moments. that when the ranger, I know at Stone Door, I took second graders, and we went to Laurel Falls, and we saw the creek and then the waterfall. And so the second grade works on the water cycle and rock cycles. So they were able to see water happening and then go out to the gorge and see over millennia what the water had carved. And the reactions of the kids. I loved the waterfall, being in nature and decorating the leaf cookies, because we decorated leaf cookies with frosting. Some of the grade levels do s'mores, and so they're sweet things. And one student said, "I thought the place was amazing. The rocks, the water, just amazing." And I love the way the woodpeckers make holes in the big trees for insects, then eat them.
This is golden. It really is.
It is. And I feel so calm now. And I think personally, there's so much screen time and non-real time in the kids' lives, in all of our lives. And to be in nature and see the rhythms and how it all fits together. I want to come back with my family. And we stress the fact that the parks are theirs, they're ours. It's not some expensive thing you have to pay for, it's free, and it's theirs. The teachers loved it. The hiking and water cycle activities were very age appropriate. How it's all linked with what they're teaching, with literacy. You learn to read by noticing nature and then decoding, and it's the same as reading. Parent reactions, because we have parents who volunteer to come also. I wish we had done this when I was in school. So
she has chaperones. What, you have an adult for every 5 children?
Exactly. And so we talk about how we need to respect ourselves, each other, and nature. We stay on the path. And so we have an adult for every 5 students so that we can relay information. If the ranger at the head of the hike, if we can't hear, the adults can hear and focus. Answer student questions, because we want them to ask questions.
And they have a ton of questions.
Oh my gosh, don't they?
I'm like, well, where's Mary?
Yeah, exactly. And if it's okay to say, I don't know, let's save it. And when we get back together with the ranger, let's find out. Or what do you think? And the 5 will confer. And so, yeah.
Generating good questions is a wonderful way to get your mind cranking.
Well, there was one that we did with a head of crow last year, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like you had to record, like myself and Brian were the 2 recorders for each of the groups, and we had to record what they said, like their exclamations, and then do a poem or a story with it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It was, do you call that free verse or blank verse, when you just have phrases that don't rhyme?
Yeah.
And so we took the children's phrases and just put them together, and they were just beautiful.
it was
poems.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And then
Just
they take
lovely.
it back to the classroom, and they can post it in the classroom and say, oh, that was my line. And if the parents come in, Mom, Dad, this is what we did when we were on our field trip. And it makes it more meaningful to them.
So after we started with Grundy County, then the principal at Mont Eagle heard about it, and so several years ago we added Mont Eagle Elementary, which was great. And then I'll have to say that I had a grandchild in 5th grade at Swanee Elementary, and so
We had to do Swanee.
we had to do
I don't blame
Swanee,
you.
so took 4th and 5th grades into, as you said, Sherwood. So Sherwood Forest. So I think we're really thinking in terms of the whole mountaintop. And of course Pelham as well, because it's part of the community.
Poor little Pelham.
Well, I think it's important though, and it's important, and I enjoy working with those administrators and teachers there, and thinking about the mountaintop. In fact, as a big community, we really are a big community.
We really are.
And it's important to think of us that way, I think, with our individual personalities, but still, we go together and we work together.
Yes, ma'am.
I think. I remember a couple of years ago, I was leading one of the hikes over in Grundy Forest, and we came across a couple going the other way, and I said, where are you from? And I think they were from New Orleans, had come up here. And so it was really a wonderful, I thought, opportunity to show the children that here there are people coming up here from Louisiana, from New Orleans, to see what we have in our backyards. And we get to go out there whenever we want to, which is just key.
Well, and it's a lot of people. I still probably don't know why why our plateau is so important biologically. With all the different species, why is this a especially important area?
Well, if you want to go back a few 100,000 years,
geologically speaking,
yeah. So the glaciers never.
Thank you, Bran.
The glaciation, when the glaciers came down. Everything got colder and colder, and over the centuries, and plants kind of migrated over the centuries. You can imagine the seeds got going in warmer areas, and the glaciers never got here, so that all these northern plants were pushed down south, and then when it warmed up again, some of them found nooks and crannies. We call them refugia, refuge places for northern plants that have stayed in deep caverns, deep gorges in the plateau. Fiery Gizzard is an example, and Savage Gulf is an example within the plateau where these northern plants are able to thrive. And so we have a huge diversity. Tennessee, on its own as a state, is the most biologically diverse landlocked state in the country.
Wow.
Because if you think about, the Smokies, Appalachians, down, up on the plateau, down and all the way down to the Mississippi River. And then the plateau of all of that is among the most biodiverse within the whole thing. It's really amazing what we've got right in our backyard. And yes, I remember Bran Potter when they first came to Sewanee. He's a geologist who's retired now from Sewanee.
Just listening to him.
Yes, and he I think he accepted the job when he came to interview and called his wife and said, "Cindy, this is the place," and it has been just great for them. She taught sixth grade for the longest time, and she took the children into Shake Rag Hollow once in the spring. One day, the children would show up for school, and she'd say, "Okay, grab your lunch, grab your journal, grab your book. We're going to Shake Rag for the day." And it's that kind of teacher. Sherry Geyer is just like that. Jan Roberts was just like that. Bobby C. Fugate. These I know there are many more that I don't know, educators who understand the profound importance of getting those children outside. And our job is to help them get them into the park.
Wow, and we have 3 now.
Yeah, I know.
So weird, isn't it? I mean, you especially have been around when we were just one big 30-something thousand acre park.
Yeah.
And now we got all these wonderful things.
I know. I think they used to complain that they had the same amount of support that the Bicentennial Park in Nashville had. And we're like, oh, wait a minute, Well, And now each park has got adequate help, an adequate number of really wonderful rangers. I mean, they want to share the park with us all and help us with our experiences. And it's just, I think it's really, really good. I'm so glad that the Friends decided that we needed to stay with all three parks because
I
it was
agree.
a question,
I know. That's a
and
lot.
It is a lot, but it's Christine Stockwell's. They're all diamonds, and to hang on to each one is really important. To support each one, I mean, as we can.
Well, Christine's parents were very, I say progressive, but very learned people and very focused on our next generations. So Christine got it honestly.
Yeah.
But you notice the changes in kids all the time when they go into the parks, and those comments are true. But why is it important that they know how special this is?
Well, it's just our backyard. I think it's hard to really get your head around how special it is. What do you think?
Right,
Deb?
and I think that it's easy to assume that that they're just regular people, and without being overwhelmed by the rest of the world. But they are important. They are part of this land, and to see that they can do things with their lives, that it can be an inspiration. For one, there are a lot of, say, green energy jobs out there that by going into the parks, being aware of the importance of the environment, it can propel them, through school and afterwards into jobs. There are green energy jobs out there in the sciences, and giving them a sense of worth for who they are is so important.
I remember a young woman who I took on a hike in the park, and several years later, I came around the bend. This was in Grundy Forest again, face to face with this summer seasonal ranger, college girl. It was that gal, and I thought, oh my goodness, and she is headed down this path, maybe to be a ranger, but maybe to do something else in the ecological world. I have no idea, but she is hooked, and it was just wonderful to see.
Well, and I think that's what we're doing. I know some of the board meetings, well, all of them, it's all about our future. Because if kids don't understand and appreciate the parks, they'll be gone. They'll sell it off.
They'll log it.
So if you don't do that with our next generations, with a appreciation, I mean, all these things that we've worked for a million years, it seems, will be gone because they won't care.
Yeah. So embedding that care for creation, for our special little patch of it here, is really important, I think.
Well, I always, go ahead, please.
No, I think families do that too. I don't want to sound, as though we're the ones who bring the nature to children, but you see parents, you see teachers, you see caring adults. And I do think caring adults is something that's really important. Some kind of maybe a mentor, or at least a partner to go into the woods and learn, appreciation for the natural world is really key.
And also not to have a fear of insects or of
all God's creatures, man.
Exactly. But to learn this is their territory. It's ours because it's a state park, but we have to respect it. We stay on the paths. We need to learn respect and what we should be doing and what we shouldn't be doing. We don't touch any insect. We don't.
Yeah,
because they have defensive behaviors.
And this is their home, right?
This is their home.
And we
exactly.
We are visitors there, and we respect their home. Right. And also, we're among the visitors there, so
We are.
respect the trails, and we keep our trash picked up, and we leave it the way we found it.
That's a good point. When we'll have a bag when we take kids into the parks and pick up trash and model it, and the kids start doing that and just honoring their environment.
Well, I remember that there's a lot of things that kids get from being outside. I mean, we know scientifically, if you study their brains, and I saw we had a bike audit yesterday in the Department of Health, kind of ran the slideshow, and it's just amazing the brain of a child that when they're outside and when they're not, and it's like just their mind goes crazy and it's alive, and so just the being out there. I know with and I tell the story all the time, my kids have always been outside. I mean, that's just the way it is. We always do the hiking. And Madison, when she was, I don't know, 10, Emily Gillum, she's on the fire department, Rhonda's. Emily,
yes.
just wonderful young lady.
Yes.
Well, her and Madison were tight, and we decided to go to Hobbs Camp.
Oh, wow. That a trek.
I mean, Madison was 10, Emily's probably 13, and I'm old, and I'm like, oh, how hard could it be? What an adventure.
What an adventure.
And so we get there, and it was a journey, and I barely made it out. We slept there at the Hobbs cabin, and then we went back. Those kids, Madison, to like the end of the time, was like, Mom, if I can do Hobbs cabin, I can do anything.
Wow.
And she kept that
what a wonderful
mindset with her forever.
Yeah. What that's wonderful. I remember being at Hobbs cabin one time just for a picnic. It was in and out, and it was a long hike, and it started to thunder when we were there. And I said, "Oh, let's just zoom. Let's quickly get out." And my son said, "Mom, it's going to rain on us. Let's just take our time." and it did rain on us, but those experiences when you're slightly outside your comfort level are also key. I think to self-confidence, as you said.
It is. They feel like the challenges help them conquer anything in their path.
Yeah.
And so hiking is one of those things. It's endurance, and it also healthy. We want our. I mean, there's just so much that goes wrong when you're not. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think too that as you were talking about the research and so forth, and I have seen research that connects outdoor experiences with literacy. Actually, helps you to learn to read, which is so basic, and then that is attached to resilience. We want our children to be resilient because life will throw things at you,
Sure
and
does.
And you need to be able to face up to those things. And I think being outside and being slightly outside your normal, usual environment and comfort level is a wonderful thing for all of us.
Well, and plus it emotionally regulates you. And so when I need to take a walk, it just, I feel better. I mean, it just calms me, and I'm sure that could help a lot of people. So let's talk about the mechanics of this. When does the program start for the school year?
Okay, well, this year we're waiting on Grundy County to decide. Marion County with Monteagle Elementary will go in May.
Good, okay.
And usually, in the past, it started in early September. And it would run through the fall. We provide buses, transportation. We take care of all of the fees associated with it. We give the teachers information ahead of time, how to prepare their students, kind of building up the suspense and the excitement for them. And the kids are just so excited when they're there.
And I think they feel prepared too.
They do.
Closed-toed shoes you can walk in, no flip-flops, all those kinds of things, so that they show up on the trail with their water, with their closed-toed shoes,
Yep.
ready to do the experience. There has been a challenge, and I'm thinking about, Mont Eagle and May. Testing is so huge. And that April testing is one reason why we have moved many of the hikes back into the fall.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Because you're running up toward testing, and then as soon as the testing is over, a lot of times there are field trips planned, other field trips planned, and we like to try to slot ourselves in when it.
Fall is better though, isn't it? I feel like
I
I've
think
gone to,
so.
and it's so gorgeous.
Oh, it's wonderful. There's
more
kind of a
predictable.
crisper aspect. Yeah.
It just seems better.
And we can have these experiences, like, for instance, the water cycle you were talking about.
Exactly.
The children would have that experience, and then they can learn about it during the school year. So that's
right. It supports the curriculum and everything the teachers are working on. And
I guess their brain's going too.
oh, it does.
You get them outside, you get their brains, as it showed on the little screen, those brains get all red, and it's just, it helps them learn.
Yeah. I think, we talked about the questions that come up and attempts at answers, and then connections that they can make between this experience and other experiences that they've had. It increases their creativity.
Sure does.
And the ability to connect things that you might otherwise not consider connected is really a wonderful skill that is increased by this experience.
And also using all of their senses, focusing on having them close their eyes. What do you hear? What do you smell? Just because we're so accustomed to seeing or maybe listening, but they're so...
Yeah, and you hope that will be brought out into the rest of their lives too, so that they think more in terms of using all their senses.
Well, and back to kids, I'm about to be a Gigi.
Congrats!
So life's changing.
Wow.
I waited 34 years for this, and so Gigi is taking a sabbatical and being Gigi, but the Cumberland Forest School. So here's Gigi going, ooh.
I know.
That would be perfect for baby Teddy when he gets older, because I want him to learn that way.
Exactly.
It just makes a difference. So even as a Gigi, you got to be thinking about these babies and growing them up in Mother Earth.
Absolutely. So that program, I guess everyone knows, takes place at the Visitor Center. And they have a wonderful pavilion, open pavilion, classroom. They have a garden, a nice garden that they can grow things in, and then eat the tomatoes that they grow and figure out, what squash is actually edible.
Where did squash come from? And
then there's a wonderful outdoor playground, nature playground with logs to jump off of, and climbing and all kinds of things, a little creek to play in.
In all weather.
All weather.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's wonderful. They put on their boots, they put on their raincoats, and off they go. They're there are heaters for the pavilion, so they're just a marvelous way to start a little child out, I think.
Well, that was a part of the Friends, and I think South Cumberland Community Fund and Swanee. That was a group effort, and it happened so quick. I was like, it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Right? When it just pops up and, kind of thing.
I think, it took a spearhead. It took a young woman who really wanted to get this done, and pulling in the partners. We've got potentially a great network up here of organizations, and the South Cumberland Community Fund is a huge part of that.
Huge.
And helped it get going. So I'm really, really pleased with that program that we offer. It's really kind of run independently of our kids in the park.
Right.
Well, it is, but
but it's still very much part of it.
You help birth it, and it is a part of it, really.
Oh, totally. we're just concentrating on working with teachers and working with school administrators and getting the best program for in the parks for the children that we can come up with.
So how can we help? How can we help?
Well, we do need support for this program.
We do. If the administration and educators in Grundy County would accept having their kids go back into the parks, that would be huge.
Because we took a hiatus. Wasn't it a snake thing?
A man went off the path and picked up a rattlesnake and was bit and died. He had a reaction to it. And it's understandable. Parents want to protect their children, but going into the parks, you learn how to be safe. Not to
like,
keep
don't go
it.
hunt that snake and
Right.
pick it up.
Exactly.
Oh,
They warn you with their rattle. That's what.
Leave it alone. Let it do its thing.
Exactly.
So that's what happened, and now there's a concern, and we just need to
Right.
move on.
Exactly.
Because those
Yeah.
kids need to go back
Oh, they
in the park.
do desperately.
Right.
Okay, so if you know administrators or anything, put in a good word, and let's get it done.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're very
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah.
I would thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Any last words? Because they need to be in the parks. So let's get it done.
Right. Every child in the park. That's our thing. Every
It is.
child. In the
Every
park.
child.
And I think it's on the website too. The New Friends website, isn't it? Every child in the park.
Oh, and
more
you know,
information.
I found on YouTube this morning a video. It's a long one, and so I just kind of skipped through it of one of the hikes.
What?
Yeah,
Huh.
2017.
Okay.
It's on YouTube. South Cumberland, Friends of South Cumberland, I think. And you can see these, wonderful rangers and others with the children going through Grundy Forest.
Probably that Rick Dreves. I'm telling you. He was amazing. Yeah, he's tough shoes to follow on that one. But Rick has documented so much. I'm not saying it is him, but so many resources
It
out there.
probably is, and it's older, 2017, but a lot of the individuals are still there, and the children are on. You can see the
That is
kids.
so cute. All right. Any last words? So to find out more information, they can go to the Friends of the Parks website. What else can they do to get more information?
They can go to any of the parks headquarters. We have new headquarters for the Sherwood Forest. We have, Head of the Crow.
I know it's
Sorry,
I
Head
know.
of the Crow. I've been calling it Sherwood Forest for too
I
long.
love Sherwood Forest.
I do too. Where's Robin Hood? When we need him?
Yeah.
And each park has a headquarters, and certainly there are rangers there who would love to help you out and answer any questions. And
The rangers love interacting with the kids.
They really do.
Oh, they do.
Goodness.
Yes, and they show things. They have like animal pelts, or they have different stones or things from the parks, and the kids just look up to the rangers as if they're just.
Well, they are.
They
I mean,
are.
they are. They're rock
They're
stars.
heroes.
Well, and they have these ranger-led programs almost
Oh, they do.
every week, it seems. And so as a family, you could learn so much just from that.
Right.
true, and an easy entree into the park. If you're uncertain about a hike, a trail, do a ranger-led hike.
Yeah, they're just there. All right. Any last words before we send you out to spread joy and sunshine?
Thank you so much for having us.
you.
Are you kidding
Really
me?
appreciate it.
I
Thank
am
you
a
very
big fan.
much.
I'm a big fanboy of Mary Priestley. I have all of her books, except for the first one and the new one coming out.
Right. I'll have to come back
You'll
and
have
talk
to come
about
back
that.
and talk about that. Deb, any last words? You're such a ray of sunshine.
Just thank you so much, and thank you for sharing your children with us.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that.
Absolutely. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, thank our sponsors because we love them, and we'll be right back as always. Thanks for watching Morning on the Mountain. I'll see you in a minute.